सहनौ सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनामदितमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Saram Swamiji. My name is Manu. I am studying in Bachelor of Science in Gulbarga in Bioscience stream, Swamiji. Today, with your permission, I would like to summarize the previous session of the Tattvabodha talks.
Okay.
In the second session, Swamiji started by reminding us that it is one of our greatest fortune to know this great truths in our life. Swamiji then continued with the Shat Sampatti, which is one of the Sadhana Chatushtaya. Then he briefly told us all of them one by one, starting with Shama. Shama is control or mastery over the mind. He also laid emphasis and told us that only by Abhyasa and Vairagya we can control our mind. Next, we learned about Dhamma. Dhamma means control over our senses. This is again a natural outcome of Shama. Control of senses is called Indriya Nigraha. Next one is Uparama or Uparati. This is defined as strict observance of one's dharma, which is also known as Swadharma. Then Swamiji told us, Atma Sakshakara is our Swadharma in our life. Moving next is Titiksha or forbearance. Titiksha basically means endurance of heat, cold, pleasure, pain, etc. Swamiji stressed on the point that accepting things or situations with either grudge or helplessness is not Titiksha. Next, moving to Shraddha. Shraddha is the means, Shraddha in this, it means that faith in the words of Guru and the scriptures. Swamiji told us that one should have a non-critical and open-minded approach, giving doubt to the teacher while learning Vedanta or scriptures. Then moving to the last one in Shat Sampatti, Samadhana. It means single pointedness of mind. Swamiji told that it is a single pointedness of the mind so that the mind is observed in the chosen flow of thought related and leading up to a given topic or subject. This is called the Sajati Vritti Pravaha. Then we learned about the fourth sadhana chatushtaya, which is mumukshatvam. In mumukshatvam basically means it is deep and burning desire for liberation. Then Swamiji told that these are the main terms and conditions terms and conditions to be an adhikari. After one becomes adhikari, it is also important that we should learn the Vishaya, which is the subject matter of the book. Then Swamiji told about the Tattva Viveka, which is inquiry into the truth. Tattva Viveka means true knowledge also. Then Swamiji told few terms which are very important while learning Vedanta. Sat means which is existent and which never changes. Asat, which is a non-existent. Mithya. Mithya means which is neither Sat or Asat, that which exists but undergoes changes or modification. He also called it is an appearance and gave an example of of rope and snake, how a man gets misunderstood by that. Then Swamiji concluded by telling Atman alone is everything and all the others are just appearance or Maya. By this we concluded the second session. Swamiji, now we'll start the third session.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yes, Swamiji.
Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukaswarupaya Swamine Tapaharine Vasudevendra Yogendram Natva Gnana Pradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitartaya Tattvabodha Vidhiyate. My dear students, it was very nice to hear your briefing, but the last one was, there was one small error, mistake in explaining the concept of mithya. Mithya is not the thing which is undergoing a change. It is neither sat nor it is asat. It is just an appearance. It is neither existent or it is neither non-existent, but it is only appearance. So we cannot say it is there. So when we cannot say it is there, can we say is it not there or it is not there? No, we cannot. We cannot also say it is not there. Then what it is, it cannot be explained, unexplainable or anirvachaniya. We tell in the Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, we use the word called anirvachaniya for the Maya. And when it is at the individual level, we say it is avidya. And when at the cosmic level, we use the word terminology called Maya and Mithya. So these are the technical terms which takes some time to understand actually. So for your understanding at the inception or the beginning, Mithya means it is an appearance, false appearance, we can understand. So Sat, Asat and Mithya, these three things you have to understand. And Nitya, Anitya is also a different way of understanding. This you have to keep it in mind. Now, after knowing the Adhikari, we have entered to the Vishaya. In Anubandha Chatushtaya, the second one is Vishaya. We have entered to the Vishaya. What is Vishaya? Atma Satyaha Tadanyat Sarvam Mithya iti. Atman Shabda, Nakaranta, that's why it is called Atma. If any Sanskrit students are there, then you may feel that, oh, Atma is the Strilinga, Strivachi, it is there. Then Satyaha means Pullinga, it becomes how it is. No. Atman is the Nakaranta Pullinga. That's why it is called Atma. Atma Satyaha. Then Tadanyat Sarvam Mithya iti. The self alone is true and everything else is an appearance or false. So what is false and what is real? What is an appearance? I have told. Before going to this, now the question may come to you, some of your mind, if at least, if not all. Then Atman alone is true and everything else is false and appearance they are telling. So that is the Vishaya, fine. Then we can go to Sambandha, isn't it? We may understand, but it is not so. And also we have to understand, we have to know this. Now why author is telling this? The Vishaya, Atmameva Sarvam Anyat Sarvam Mithya. That means he is trying to tell the real nature of me, means that is individual soul, and also is also telling the nature of the world. Because any philosophy, in my first class I had told, any philosophy tries to describe three components mainly. One is the world, external world, the second is God, and the third is individual self. So in the Atma Veva Atma Satyaha, Anyat Sarvam Mithya means the author is trying to tell the nature of the Atma, that is individual soul or the self, and also is trying to tell the nature of the world. What is the nature of the world? In just three words, Anyat Sarvam Mithya. So everything else is an appearance. So according to me, the intellectual evolution happens at 4 stages for every human being. In the first stage, or in the primitive stage, for all of us, it appears world is real. World is real, and all the abstract concepts or the suprasensual concepts like God, Atman, soul, spirit, that is unreal. That may be an appearance, but world is very real for us. This is the primitive thinking of the people will be there. We are called materialistic people or charvakas, we can say. And some purification of the mind, when it happens, when intellectual growth, evolution happens, then we start thinking world is real, but God, soul, spirit is a vague reality. Maybe there is something reality, a suprasensual thing. It may be there, a vague reality. The second evolution, it happens. The third evolution is world is a changing reality. World is real, but it is a changing reality. But God is there. He is the real God, soul, spirit, whatever you say, Atman or Parabrahman, Paramatman. They are real. They exist. And the world also exists, but it is not eternal. It is a changing reality. Anitya we use. Then the fourth stage is we understand world is an appearance and the God or Atman or Brahman alone is true and it alone exists. So now either we are in the first or second or third stage, we are supposed to reach the fourth stage. That is the goal of the Vedanta. That is the reason we have to study the Advaitic text or Advaita Vedanta. And also, if you see the Upanishads and if you see the broadly the people's ideas from the 9 systems of philosophy, that is Charvaka, materialistic, Jaina philosophy, Bauddha philosophy, then Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, Patanjala Yoga, Purva Mimamsa, Uttara Mimamsa. Uttara Mimamsa is Vedanta. When you study these 9 philosophies and their sub-branches, some say Atman is the body, nothing but. And some say Atman is the senses. The senses are called Atman. And some say that one's own son or daughter is the Atman. And some say the mind is the Atman. And some argue intellect or Vijnana is the Atman, like in a Buddha Siddhanta. In Buddhist philosophy, we say that. And Shunya is the Atman. Nihilism in the Shunyavada, we come and go. And some say that I am separate and you are separate, God is separate, the world is separate. We see in the Dvaita philosophy and Semitic religions, dualistic philosophy. And the ignorance itself is an Atman. In Prabhakara, there's the Uttara Mimamsa, one school of Purva Mimamsa, Prabhakara, he says the ignorance or the Ajnana itself is an Atman, or the supreme reality, he says. And in Vishishtadvaita, qualified monoism, they say that Chit and Achit is the part of the God. So Atman and Anatman both are part of God. The Pragna, the consciousness, is the Atman according to the Bhatta school of Purva Mimamsa, and the Brahman and the Atman is the only reality. That's what Advaita Vedanta says. So like this, there are so many concepts about the reality, about the ultimate reality, and about the Atman also. So that is a reason to understand what it is, we have to study Advaita Vedanta. So Atma Meva Sarvam, Atma Satyaha, Anyam Mithya, just that is it not enough? Why should we go much more detail or discussions about it? If you get a question, so all this here, when you hear different philosophies, explanations, then you will understand why you have to study the Vedanta in depth or in detail, apart from academical thing. Now the author is again started asking question. Atma Satyaha, he told. Atma is the alone is reality, it is real when you say, then what is the nature of Atman? What is that Atman? How do you define Atman? The question may come. So that's why the author is telling, Atma Kaha. Who is the self? What is the nature of the self? See, means it is just nothing but the biodata. Like for an example now, for in the layman's language, if you have to say Atma Kaha, who is the self means, so we're asking the biodata. Who am I? So I am son of so-and-so, I am born in such a year, I have finished my education, I belong to that area, etc., etc. We give our own biodata. So similarly, the author is trying to give my real biodata, real identity. So he's telling, Atma Kaha is answering, Stula Sukshma Karana Sharirad Vetiriktaha Panchakoshatitaha san Avastatraya Sakshi Satchidananda Swarupaha san Yahatishtate, Yastishtate, Yahatishtate, Sa Atma. Whoever knows bit Sanskrit, simple Sanskrit, they'll be able to understand. Means Stula, Sukshma, Karana, Sharirad, Vetiriktaha is different from Stula Sharira, physical body, gross body. Sukshma Sharirad Vetiriktaha. Vetirikta should be added for everything. Sukshma Sharirad Vetiriktaha is different from subtle body. Karana Sharirad Vetiriktaha is also different from causal body. So that means according to the Vedanta and according to Indian philosophy, and especially with Vedanta, we have got 3 types of bodies. So now we will be discussing in detail. And Panchakoshatitaha san, and is also above the Panchakoshas, 5 layers, 5 sheets. If we have any one of you have studied Taittiriya Upanishad, then this Panchakosha Vichara will be there in that. Avastatraya, Sakshi, and is the witness among all the 3 states of existence, that Avastha, Traya Avastha. If you have heard anything Mandukya Karika, Mandukya Upanishad, then Avastatra Vichara, it also comes there. So is also, the author is telling, is the Sakshi, witness. Is the witness where? Is the witness among the 3 states of experience or existence. Then Satchidananda Swarupaha, Sat, Chit, Ananda. Satchidananda means existence, consciousness, bliss absolute. The nature of the Atman is the existence, consciousness, bliss absolute. Son, Yahatishtati. So that is the nature of that. Saha Atma, he who remains, Sachidananda Swarupa San, who Yatishtati, who remains, Saha Atma, he is the Son. So this is my biodata. Actual, my real biodata, according to me, is this. Now here, 4 or 5 concepts are there. One is 3 bodies, and the second is 5 koshas, 5 layers. Then third point is avastatra vichara, 3 states of existence we have to understand. Then sakshi, witness. What does this mean by witness? You have to understand. Then satchit ananda swarupa. It is not an adjective, it is a nature. So there is a lot of difference between adjective and a nature. So swarupa means it is a nature, it is not an adjective. Because Sankhya people and Nayayika people, sometimes they say it is an adjective. So for Vedanta, it is not an adjective, it is a swarupa, it is a nature. So Sachidananda Swarupa also we have to understand. Now we shall try to go into this in detail. 3 types of body, Shariratraya we have got. So physical body, subtle body, physical body or gross body, subtle body and causal body. When we die, so many people ask this question because they don't understand, they might not have understood the Vedanta properly, that's why. When we die, Swamiji, where our Atma goes? When we die, or when I die, where my Atma goes? That itself, you have studied Advaita Vedanta, this question will never come. Why? If I die, then Atma is in my body only. If the Atma is there in my body only, then I should be leaving. But I am declared as a dead person, then how can it be then? So then we say that, see, Atma is Sarvavyapi, it is omniscient, omnipresent, he is there everywhere. If he is bound by name and form, space and causation, then only it can be there here and it cannot be there. For example, I am in Dublin, I cannot be in Kalburgi University, definitely. Because space and time causation, I am bound by space and time causation. Whereas the Atma is not bound by space and time causation, it is Sarvavyapi, it is there everywhere. There is no place where Atman doesn't exist. Then when I die, what happens? Only the reflecting medium called causal body and subtle body travels away from the physical body or the gross body. The subtle body and causal body leaves, departs from the physical body and gross body, and it enters the womb of the mother where we take a new birth. So the Atman doesn't travel from one place to another place. Only Sukshma Sharira and Karana Sharira, that is causal body and subtle body, only travels. Atma cannot travel because it exists everywhere. That's where all these things, 3 types of bodies we have to understand. So what is this gross body? What is the subtle body? What is the causal body? We have to understand. So I've made some notes, or I've got my own way of understanding based on that and based on hearing the teachings of gurus and senior sadhus. I've made this. This is a technically, systematically, when you make a study, such type of ideas, you do get, no doubt. But when you study traditionally Advaita Vedanta, you will not get. But today, young generation, they expect little more systematic and in a different way. That's the reason I'm giving this. So I will be discussing these 3 types of bodies based on the 4 components or 4 factors. The first is material. The 3 bodies. For 3 bodies, the first is material out of which each body is made. Material out of which each body is made. The second is components of each body. First is material. The second is components. The third is functions. What are the functions of each body? And the fourth is nature. Nature of each body. Material, components, functions, nature. These are the 4 components I'm using, or the 4 factors. Based on these 4 factors, I'll be discussing the 3 bodies so that you'll be able to understand. Now, first Sharira is called Stula Shariram. Stula Shariram, Napumsakalinga, Stula Shariram, physical body or gross body. So gross body. So first is what? Material. So this gross body is made out of gross matter, which is in the form of the 5 gross elements. That is Akasha or ether, or space, Vayu or air, Agni or fire, Apaha or water, Prithvi or earth. These are the 5 gross elements. With these 5 gross elements, permutation, combination, this physical body is made up of. Now the question may come to you, if you are following the thread argument, Swamiji, you started explaining who is Atma, what is Atma, and you started explaining the body, my body, physical body. What is the nature? I mean, what is the connection? Why should it be? Because we have got an inquisitiveness. Though how much ever I may hear, I am the Atman, I am the Atman, then I've got this physical body. What is it is? What it is? What is its nature? How it is made up of? From what material we have got it is made up of? Such type of inquisitiveness, we may get it. That's the reason author is trying to explain all these things. And one is that. And the second is to understand that, to make us understand Atman is not the physical body, gross body, subtle body, causal body. Also is trying to explain the nature and the material which is made up of. So it is called, one is the one more form, I mean, what do you say, chemical reactions based on that Panchikarana. This is one of the very unique concept given by Advaita Vedanta. With the help of this Panchikarana, this physical body is made up of. Panchikarana is like, for an example, the physical Akasha has to be made means the subtle Akasha 1/4 or half of Akasha, 1/8 of Vayu, 1/8 of Agni, 1/8 of Apaha, and 1/8 of Prithvi. All this is mixed, merged, and what happens? Then physical Akasha happens. So similarly with the Vayu, half of Vayu and 1/8 of Akasha, 1/8 of Agni, 1/8 of Apaha, 1/8 of Prithvi. Like this is called Panchikarana. So how every gross element is made up of subtle elements, this is called Panchikarana. So how the gross Agni is made up of 1/2 of subtle Agni, 1/8 of Akasha, subtle Akasha, 1/8 of subtle Vayu, 1/8 of subtle Apaha, 1/8 of subtle Prithvi is made up of gross Agni. So this gross 5 elements, the permutation combination, this physical body, gross body has come. So material is over now. Now components of each body. So what are the components? According to the components, if you go to physiology and if you go to science and all, many things has been, we can discuss. But based on Tattvabodha, I am telling, we have got head, and we have got hands, and we have got legs. Head covers with all the brain, whatever inside is there, and hands covers our stomach, liver, all these things, and also legs cover internal, whatever the toes, limbs, etc., etc. So components. For our speaking, for all types of physical actions, mental actions, for all type of actions, the gross body has got innumerable components by which we'll be able to do our physical work mainly, and also mental work, and etc., etc. And what is the function? Again, there are innumerable functions, but from philosophical point of view or from Vedantic point of view, what is the function? If you ask, we say that it is a temporary residence for our individual soul or embedded soul. For example, I'm staying in someone's house because I had taken a lease for 5 years. For 5 years, I was staying there. Once my lease period is over, then I vacate that house and I go to the new house. And again, I take a lease agreement, I make an agreement, lease agreement, and I stay there for some years, and again I leave. So similarly, based on our karma phala, I've taken a lease of this body, present body, whatever based on the lease, I stay for 50 or 60 or 20 or 70 or 80 or 90 or 100 years. Afterwards, I leave this place called temporary body, temporary gross body, or the physical body. So once our physical lease period is over, our prarabdha karma is done, then we have to vacate the place. Like our lease term is over, we have to vacate, prarabdha karma is over, we have to vacate the body. That is what we call death. Then what is the nature? Material over, components over, function over, and the fourth is called nature, the final one. Nature. It is called Shat Vikara. Shat Vikara. We say in the Vedanta, Asti, Jayate, Vardhate, Viparnimate, Apakshiyate, Vinashyati, or Nashaha or Vinashyati. Both also we use. Asti. Asti means what? It is like potential existence in the womb of the mother in a form of embryo, as an embryo. Then Jayate, we take birth, we have got date of birth, Jayate, we come to on the land. Vardhate, we from the small childhood, kid, childhood, adolescent, young, middle age, like this, we have got growth. Then Viparnimate. After one age, after particular time, then the body, there will be no growth, only it will be maintaining, and slowly there will be a lot of chemical changes, bodily changes, and slowly, either status quo will be maintained, and so, but along with that, so many modifications will be happening. Then apakshiyate. Then after certain age, then slowly decay starts. We decrease. So I mean, jokingly they tell, spare parts are getting off. Sometimes I lose my teeth, my eyes doesn't work, my ears doesn't work, I'm not able to walk, I'm not able to lift the things like earlier. Spare parts stop working. Decay or aging or growing old. And one fine day, we die. We have been declared as he's a dead person, he has dead. That is Vinashati. So 6 modifications is seen in the grass body or the physical body. That is the nature. So it has got a date of birth, and it has got a date of death also, date of expiry also, and the term or the duration is very less compared to subtle body and also causal body. And visibility, what you see, we can visible. This physical body is, my physical body is visible for me also, and my physical body is visible for others also. Visibility also one can point, can be component we can add. And longevity. Shariram means Shiryamana Swabhavam, that which is subject to constant change and decay. Shariram, if you say the Sanskrit, Shiryamana Swabhavam means which is subject to constant change and decay. So that type of Shariram we have got, it is a constant change, and it undergoes constant modifications, and finally it ends in the decay. Now, the second type of body which we have, every one of us we have got, that is what the subtle body. Now, the present science, it speaks of DNA, it speaks of so many other things. All these things are part of Sukshma Sharira. How to understand that we have got Sukshma Sharira? For an example, a child of 3 or 5 years, it sings so well. How it is? I'm not able to sing and you're not able to sing. A particular child at the age of 5 or 6, he or she is able to sing so beautifully. Why? Because of the previous janmas, samskaras, which is embedded in the Sukshma Sharira. Today, through DNA, we are able to get all these things. So this Sukshma Sharira, all our samskaras are carried from janma to janma, from birth to birth. Then again, material components, nature, and all, let me tell now. Material. In the Stula Sharira, if you see in the grass body, from the grass space, grass air, grass fire, grass earth, grass water, the grass body was made up of. The subtle body is made up of from subtle space, subtle air, subtle fire, subtle water, and subtle earth. And now you may say, why it is called subtle? Because we cannot see it. We cannot see from our naked eyes. Only yogic eyes, who has got a lot of yoga, they have done yoga, means not physical exercise. One whose mind is gone to the higher thing, they only will be able to see this or an experience. Then material, I told subtle 5 elements. Then components. Here, very clearly, Vedanta, in traditionally Vedanta, Sukshma Sharira has got 19 components. But in Tattvabodha, very interestingly, in the Tattvabodha, the author gives only 17 components. So that's what we have to see. So what are these 19 components or 17 components? Well, you will see. Pancha Karmendriyas, 5 sense organs of actions. Then Pancha Gnanendriyas, 5 sense organs of knowledge. Then Pancha Prana, 5-fold energy function. Then Antahkarana. Antahkarana is actually 4 in the traditional Advaita Vedanta, but here the author only makes 2. One is Manas and Buddhi, mind and Buddhi, but otherwise Chitta and Ahankara is also added, so that it is 19 components, but in Tattvabodha it is taken only 17 components. And one more very interesting thing in our Indian philosophy, and especially with Vedanta and Sanatana Dharma, is, for an example, I have got an eye. For this eye, there is a Adhisthana Devata. With that help of Devata, for an example, if someone has got an eye power, then they say, you do Suryopasana, your vision becomes proper. They say, how it is? Is it a superstition? or it is a blind belief, or just blind faith. No, we have got all these ideas, ideas or faith from the Vedas, because the Rishis were able to conceive these subtle truths. So for eye, the Adhisthana Devata, the presiding deity is Surya. For years, the presiding deity is Digdevata. For nose, the Adhisthana Devata, presiding deity is Ashwini Devatas. And for the tongue, the presiding deity is Varuna. And for the skin, the presiding deity or Adhisthana Devata is Vayu. These are called Panchagnanendriyas, 5 sense organs of knowledge: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. So whatever we get knowledge only from these 5 sense organs of knowledge. Otherwise, we don't have any other 6th sense organ through which we get the knowledge. Then what is eye? Rupa Grahaka Chakshurindriyam. It is meant to gather the knowledge of forms and colors. Here, Shabda Grahaka Shrotra Indriyam. It gathers the knowledge of sounds. Nose, Grantha Grahaka Grahana Indriyam. Knowledge of all types of smell. Rasagrahaka Rasana Indriyam, all forms of taste. Sparshagrahaka Tvagindriyam, all varieties of experience of or knowledge of all varieties of all types of touch. This is called Panchagnanendriya. And Panchakarmendriya, 5 sense organs of action. Here again, Vagindriya, organ of speech and verbal response. Here also the Adhisthana Devata, our presiding deity, is Vanhi, means fire god. Then Pani, hands, organ of hands. We do a lot of actions through hands. And here the Adhisthana Devata, presiding deity, is Indra. Then Pada, legs. We move, all locomotions happens. Then for that, presiding deity is Vishnu. Then Payaha, evacuation, wastage removing organs. And for that, presiding deity is Mrityu, Yama. And Upastam, the procreation, organ of reproduction. For that, the presiding deity is Prajapati. So 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas are over. Now Pancha Pranas. Actually, there is only one prana, but based on the functions, it has been classified as 5 pranas, 5-fold energy. So whatever we say energy in today's science, the matter is over. Now they have come for energy. So only they are in the prana stage. After prana, manas and again Vijnana, and afterwards Ananda, then Atma. They have to come. They are so very behind actually. So they are at the level of energy. That is at the level of prana according to us. So we have got 5 types of prana. Means a prana has been classified as in 5 forms based on its function. Prana, the one among the prana, one classification named as prana, that is respiratory system. The main function is respiratory system. Inhalation and exhalation, it happens there. It absorbs the oxygen and removes the carbon dioxide from our body. Then apana. Apana's function is evacuation system. It is waste removal system. Removal of waste. All types of waste are removed here. Vyana, circulatory system. Circulation of oxygen, nutrition, food, all these things have been done by Vyana. Then Samana means digestive system. It converts food into various nutrients. Like I take a rice and sambar. For me, for my tongue, it is sambar and rice. But for the body, there it is carbohydrates, proteins, fats, iron, fibers, all these things. It sizzles out, it separates out, and it is sent to the different parts of the body according to its need. So that is what digestive system it does. It converts food into various nutrients. That is called samana, does it seems. And the udana. Udana is reversing system. This udana does only, according to my understanding, this udana operates only at the time of death. Why? It operates at the time of death because when all the processes are reversed at the time of dying, all the processes reversed there, and that is done by this udana. At the time of death only, it activates, and rest of the time, it doesn't do any other action. And Chatvari Antakarnani in the Vedanta, according to the Vedanta, but here, Dvau Antakarnani in the Tattvabodha, it is only Manaha and Buddhi. What is the difference between Manaha and Buddhi? The general definition is given Samshayatma Manaha. For an example, you got an exam. And at the same time, tomorrow you got an exam. And today you got the IPL final World Cup match between India and Pakistan, that is two. Now, there is a big question. There are 10-15% of students, they don't have any problem. They are very clear about it. They will read, they will write, they will do, finish their exams. And tomorrow after exam, they will see. There are 10-15% of the people, they are there. They don't have any problem. And there are around 10-15% of the people, they also don't have problem. Whatever it may be, I will see the IPL match today. Whatever it might, pass, fail, whatever exam, never mind. I will watch the match and afterwards I'll think of exam. They also don't have any duality, dvandva. And in between, there are 50, 60 or 70% of the people, they want to read for exam. At the same time, they want to see IPL match also. So they're unable to decide what to do. So their mind will be oscillating between these things. Or for an example, when we are child and all, probably we want to eat ice cream, then the mother say, no, better you don't eat ice cream because you have got a tonsils problem, you will have a problem. Then he says, no, I want to eat. I can eat, I should eat, isn't it? Should I eat or not? Should I not eat? So mind will be oscillating whether should I do this or should I not do this. So this samshayatma manaha is called mind. Then buddhi, nischayatmaka buddhi. No, don't eat ice cream. By eating ice cream, tonsils will increase and you will have a problems and all, it will be suffering. No, nischayatmaka, decisive faculty of the mind is called buddhi. Sankalpa vikalpatmaka manaha. One more definition for manaha is samshayatmaka. One is the actual the correct definition can be like sankalpa vikalpatmakam manaha, then nischayatmaka buddhi. These are the only two things discussed by the author Tattvabodha. But if you see traditionally, if you study any other Advaitic Vedantic text, other two are also discussed. So for your information, I am telling the other two. One is chitta, chittam. The second one more is ahankaraha. Chittam means memory of past experience. Oh, a week before I met you, isn't it? You are the same guy where I met you near the bus stand. Yes, you are right. I'm the same person. How did? Because of my memory. 10 years before, something had happened. Still, I remember. Why? Because of my memory, chitta. Then ahankara. Aham karanam ahankara. Ahankara, how it comes? Aham karanam ahankara. That is, which refers to myself, the faculty of self-reference. Someone scolds me unnecessarily, I get angry and I react. Why? Because my I is wounded, my ego is wounded, my ahankara is got it. My ahankara has got wounded. That's the reason. So that's what ahankara is. So reflexive faculty also we can be told. So material is over, components is over. The third is function. What is the function of the Sukshma Sharira, if you ask? All our transactions are done from the help of Sukshma Sharira. Just in a simple way, I'm telling. Otherwise, I can go on explaining this, but because of the time schedule, I will just putting in one sentence. All our transactions are done with the help of the Sukshma Sharira. Many things. That's the reason. All our transactions are done. You can take. Then the nature. Here, in the nature also we can see change and longevity. If you see in the nature of the physical body, gross body, there was a continuous change. Asti, jayate, vardate, viparnamate, apakshiyate, vinashyate. But here we don't see such a change. Generally, there is not much change. Here and there, either sometimes it will be strong and sometimes it will be weak and some parts may not work. And longevity, it has got a longer life compared to physical body. Then what is the longevity of the subtle body? Two answers are given for this. If anyone asks, either till your emancipation, till I get moksha or Bhagavad Sakshatkara, this subtle body, same subtle body, birth after birth, birth after birth, birth after birth, it exists, it goes on entering the new body. Either I may take a form of animal, I may take a birth as animal, or a bird, or a beast, or a human being, or a male or female, or whatever it may be. This subtle body, it keeps on entering into the new body. Otherwise, now I am not attained moksha, or I am not attained mukti, but pralaya happens. If pralaya happens, then also this subtle body gets dissolved into the karana sharira, causal body. So compared to physical body, the longevity is very much, it is probably we can say thousands of years we can say. And what about visibility? I cannot see my subtle body. I can only experience that I have got a subtle body, and no one else can see or visualize this sukshma sharira, that is subtle body. Only few yogic people who have got a great strength, exponents of yoga, they can experience this sukshma sharira. And the author, if you see, what author is defining or describing the Sukshma Sharira is apanchikruta pancha mahabhutaihi krutam sat. Apanchikruta, panchikarana, I already have told, panchikarana, how it happens. So here is telling apanchikruta, which has not been done as a panchikruta, and pancha mahabhutaihi. Pancha mahabhutas what? Akasha, Agni, Apa, Vayu, Prithvi, krutam sat. So this Sukshma Sharira, subtle body, is made up of Pancha Mahabhutai, and which is not Apanchikuta, which is not done by Panchikuta. Then Karma Janyam, it is born out of karma. Then Sukha Dukkadi Bhoga Sadhanam, it is an instrument to experience either sorrow or to experience sorrow and as well as happiness. Then Pancha Gnanendriyani, I have told already, Pancha Karmendriyani, Pancha Pranadayah, Manaschaikam, Buddhishchaika, Evam, Saptadasha Kalabhihi, Saha Yahatishtati, Tat Sukshma Shariram. So Pancha Gnanendriyani, 5 sense organs of knowledge, Pancha Karmendriyani, 5 sense organs of action, Pancha Pranadaya, 5-fold energy, Manahascha Ekam, Buddhishcha Eka, and mind and intellect, and Evam Saptadasha Kalabhihi. So totally it will be 17 organs. Saha yahatishtati, with along with this yahatishtati, which resides or which stays, which exists, tat sukshma shariram, that is what? Sukshma sharira, subtle body. So it is the vehicle of all our samskaras, all our tendencies, all our intellect, all our experiences. Then the third type of sharira is called karana sharira. What is causal body? Physical body, a gross body, stula sharira over, sukshma sharira, subtle body over. Then the third is causal body, then karna sharira. Anirvachaniya anadi avidya rupam sharira dvayasya karanamatram sat swaswarupa agnanam nirvikalpaka rupam yadasti tat karna shariram. So here again, there are many important concepts. The explanation of the running meaning of this prose, it goes like this: that which is formed from the indescribable, anirvachaniya, anadi, beginningless, avidya, ignorance, avidya rupam, formed from the sharira dvayasya, karana matram sat, that which is the cause of the other two bodies. Which are the other two bodies? Sukshma sharira and stula sharira. Swaswarupa agnanam, that nirvikalpaka rupa. Nirvikalpaka rupa means that which does not undergo any modifications. And tat karna shariram is called the causal body. And swaswarupa agnanam, it is ignorance of its own nature. Of its own nature means nature of what? Nature of Atman or Brahman. Means Karna Sharira, in a one sentence, if you have to tell Atma plus Agnana, that is what Karna Sharira. Atma plus Agnana or Prakriti or Avidya or Maya, whatever you can take, Atma plus Agnana is what Karna Sharira. Then let us go with these 4 factors. Material body, material. So this causal body is made up of causal material. So this all again fine component, fine, very subtle ideas. You have to little more read and probably you have to understand slowly you will understand. The grass body is made up of grass matter, subtle body was made up of subtle matter, causal body is made up of causal matter. And this avidya has got functions, 2 functions. One is avarna, the other is vikshepa. I will tell you in slowly. Then what are the components? Components of causal bodies, subtle body and grass body. There are 4 types, 19, 2, 3, nothing is there. The components of causal body, simple 2. One is subtle body, the other is causal body, subtle body and grass body in a potential form or in unmanifested state. What is this in potential form or unmanifested state? For an example, a small banyan seed you have seen. When you say, what is this? If you ask probably when you were small children, when you ask, then your parents will say, oh, this is a banyan seed. From this, the huge banyan tree which you are seeing, it has come out from this banyan seed only. They'll say, you are lying. That huge banyan tree, how it can come from the small banyan seed? It may be lying, isn't it? We might have told to our parents like this, yes. So the huge banyan tree is existing, residing, staying, existing in the small tiny banyan seed in potential form, in a unmanifested form. That's what I mean to say. And what are the functions? It serves as the receptacle for two bodies. Means it serves as the source and cause for other two bodies, Sukshma Sharira and also Karna Sharira. And also I told, at the time of emancipation, the subtle body disintegrates. Or at the time of pralaya, the subtle body gets merged into causal body, the longevity when we explain. Whereas causal body, at the time of emancipation, the subtle body merges into causal body, and the causal body merges into Atman. If you have got emancipation, if you don't get emancipation, but there is a pralaya, what happens? The causal body stays in the causal form. It never disintegrates to any other form, because matter cannot be destroyed, created, and all we can know. And energy cannot be destroyed, energy cannot be created nor be destroyed. Law of conservation of energy, whoever knows science will be able to know. So based on this scientific principle, we say that causal body can never be destroyed even at the time of dissolution. And what is the nature? It is the subtlest form. It has got more longevity. At the time of dissolution also, it doesn't gets merged to anything else. Only at the time of emancipation, it goes. And the Karna Sharira also, neither it is seen by me or neither seen by you also. So three types of Sharira. I don't know, I'm going fast bit, whether you'll be able to conceive it, but probably if you make notes and if you have seen the whatever Chidambar has given the notes, if you can see it before the class bit and after the class once more, definitely you'll be able to. Otherwise, you have to make some notes and you have to do some homework, then you'll be able to understand. Then Avastatrayam Kim. What are the three states of experience, three states of existence? Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, Avastaha. The waking, dream, and deep sleep are the three states of existence or experience. Probably again, if I can take a class on this Avastatra itself, it can go for 3-4 hours. Every Avastha, what is Avastha? Whether the time is in the Avastha, Samayam. Yadi Samayam Avastasya Asti Kila, or Avastaha Samaya Madhye Asti Kila. So like this, there are so many things we can go and discuss and all. But based on our day-to-day experience, just I'll make a simple explanation and we'll go to the next component. I'm speaking, I'm giving a class, I'm taking class on Tattvabodha. You people are all hearing. At least physically you are there. I don't know mentally you are there or not. I'm not, I don't know. Yourself you have to understand, yourself you should tell. At least you are there physically. Oh, Swami was telling something Tattvabodha and all. Why? Because we are in the Jagrada Avastha. Maybe some of you may be dozing, some of you may be having a daydream, I don't know. At least if whoever is being alert, we all say we are in waking state. Why? We are awake. Because why? We are awake, we are waking, we are in the waking state. Since we are awake, so we can say that we are in the waking state. So this waking state is called Jagrada Avastha. Yesterday I had a wonderful dream, you know. What was the dream? In the dream, I stood first. I got all out in my exams or in my test or in whatever you say. So that was my dream. As soon as I got up, then I understood, oh, that was only a dream. In my sleep, I had a dream state. And of course, sometimes people also have got daydreaming people also there are there. In the school, colleges, they open with both eyes and also they will have dreams. I'm not speaking of that daydream. In night, generally we have dreams, that dream swapna. So that is called swapna avastha, dream state. And sushupti. Yesterday I slept at 10 o'clock. In 5-10 minutes, I slept. On morning at 6 o'clock, when alarm rang, Then only I woke up. Then only I came into conscious. The whole night there was such a beautiful sleep, I had a sound sleep. What do you mean by sound sleep? According to me, sleep for you, sound for others. In the sound sleep, sometimes some people do have a such type of sound sleep. So we had a deep sleep. In the deep sleep, I was not aware that even I was sleeping. If you are aware that you are sleeping, that cannot be sound sleep or it cannot be deep sleep. In the deep sleep, we don't experience anything else, because I will be the experiencer and experienced also. So that is what the Sushupti Avastha. So what is Jagrat? What is Swapna? What is Sushupti? More or less you have understood. But still, for our understanding from philosophical point, just I will be also trying to explain these three avasthas based on three factors. Again, the Sharira Traya I explained with the four factors. Then this Avastha Traya I will be explaining with the three factors. One is condition of the mind. Condition of the mind. The second is nature of the experience. And the third is dominant medium, which is involved or connected with each state of experience. Jagrata Avastha ka. What is the waking state? Author himself is explaining. Shrotradi Gnanendriyahi Shabdadi Vishayahi cha Nayata iti Yatsa Jagrata Avastha. Stula Sharira Abhimani Atma Vishwa iti Uchyate. Shrotradi Gnanendriyahi. The organs of perceptions. The organs of perception like Shrotradi, hearing, Shabdadi Vishayihi, coming into contact with sense objects like Shabdadi, sounds, Gnayata iti, when they are aware, when they get knowledge, Yat sa Jagrata Avastha. That state of experience is called Jagrata Avastha or awakening. Means I get knowledge. I see, I hear, I touch, I have a smell, sense of smell, knowledge of taste. So such type of an experience I have got when during the awakening state or during the waking state, I will get. Then Stula Sharira Abhimani Atma Vishwa iti Uchyate. Here for every one state of experience, Upanishad has given the name. If I am in a school, I am a student. And if I am with a friend, I am a friend. In my home, I will be a son. And if I am doing any part, I will be in a drama, then I'll be an artist. So like that, the same person, based on my function, based on my state, we are called different names. So similarly, the Upanishads, they call the person who is in the waking state is called Vishwa. It is the pronoun. It is not the noun. It is pronoun. Now, all of us, either male or female, everyone we are called Vishwa. Why? Because we are in the waking state. What is the condition of the mind? Here, all faculties, mind, everything, rational mind or emotional, ego, memory faculty, everything will be functioning and everything will be open. Purna Vikasa, fully bloomed, we can say. And what is the nature of the experience? Here, the experience is external world, experience of external world and experience of body-mind complex, experience of external world. It is an objective experience to a certain extent. Karta and Bhokta is very predominant here. And what was the third? Medium. Medium is external universe or gross world. I perceive external world and also external universe. Then the second avastha, the second state of experience is dream state. In the dream state, what happens? In the dream state, for an example, in the Jagrata Avastha, either memory or emotions, rational, ego, everything will be functioning completely. But whereas in the mind, only memory faculty alone is functioning. There will be no rationality. There will be no emotional part of the function will be functioning. There will be no ego part will be functioning. Only memory faculty of the mind alone is functioning. And whatever we experience in the waking state, based on that, then we get different dreams. Here only memory part is working. It is only reproduction time. Reproduction of whatever we are experiencing in the Jagrata Avastha. Then what is the nature? We experience the world internally. I have got a particular type of a dream. You may not get the same dream, or you will not get the dream, or you may not get the dream at all. And someone is getting the dream, someone is not getting the dream at the same time. Whereas in the external world, If I'm experiencing a rain, if you are in the same place, definitely you will be also experiencing the rain or the sunlight. But whereas in the dream, if I'm experiencing the rain, you may not be experiencing the rain or whatever, because you may have a deep sleep. And here it is Vasanamaya Prapancha. The world is made up of only our memories and the thoughts. For the person who is in the dream state, external world doesn't stay there. Only internal universe, internal world, based on his perceptions, based on his tendencies, based on his memories, based on his thoughts. So it is highly subjective. There is no objectivity at all here. And what is the medium? Medium is nothing but it is based on our memory. So Swapna Avastha Keti Chet. So what if one asks, what is the dream state? The author is telling Jagradavastayam Yad Drushtam Yat Shrutam Tad Janita Vasanaya Nidra Samaye Yaha Prapancha Pratiyate Sa Swapnavastha. Sukshma Sharira Abhimani Atma Taijasa iti Uchyate. The author is telling Jagradavastayam Yadu Drushtam. Whatever is heard or seen during the waking stage, Jagradavastayam Yadu Drushtam, whatever I see during the waking stage, Yat Shrutam, whatever I heard, Tad Janita. Based on that, whatever is born, Vasanaya, tendencies, mental impressions, Nidra Samaye, during the sleeping state, Yaha Prapancha Pratiyate. That is my world. That's what the world appears as. Sa Swapnavastha. That is called the dream state. Then the self that identifies with the subtle body is called Taijasa. There it is called Vishwa, here Taijasa. Whoever is in any part of the globe, any being, if he or she is experiencing this dream state, that means he or she is called Taijasa. Then the last one is, the third state is called deep sleep. That is Sushupti Avastha. So what is Sushupti Avastha? Ataha, then Sushupti Avastha ka. What is the deep sleep state? So author is explaining, Aham kimapi na janami sukena maya nidra anubhuyata iti Sushupti Avastha. Aham kimapi na janami. I didn't know anything. Sukena maya nidra anubhuyat iti. I had well enjoyed, I had a very good sleep. I enjoyed a very good sleep. Anubhuyata iti Sushupti Avastha. That experience, that state of experience is nothing but the deep sleep state. Karna Sharira Abhimani Atma Pragna Uchyate. The self identifying itself with the causal body is called Pragna. In this Sushupti Avastha, the self is called Pragna. Vishwa, Taijasa, Pragna. When you read Mandukya Karika or Mandukya Upanishad, all these things again you'll be hearing. Why it is called Pragnaha? Prayena Agnaha, because it is almost ignorant. What is happening? He doesn't know, is not aware of anything. At least in dream, he is aware of something, but in the Sushupti Avastha, even is not aware of that also. So he's almost ignorant. That's why it's called Prayena Agnaha, Prakarshena Agnaha. Also, someone says that. So what about your mind? Here nothing works. No emotional faculty, no rational faculty, no memory, no thinking, no ego, nothing. And what about nature? It is an experience of blankness or state of total ignorance, because I don't know anything here. If I know anything, then it cannot be called as deep sleep state. Then what about the medium? Karna Shariram Pradhana Avastha. Causal body is dominant here. Gross and subtle body, they are not functioning in the Sushupti Avastha. So all our experiences, internal and external, remain in dormant condition, and from that alone, they will come back the next day. Everything is unmanifested, or everything is in potential, or everything is in dormant state. So, Sharira Avastha over, Panchakosha, Vitiriktaha, and Sakshi, and Sachidananda probably will be trying to explain. We'll try to understand in the next class, I think. Yeah. Is there any question?
Yes, Swamiji, there's one. Yeah. If karmendriyas are physical, how are they part of the subtle body?
Subtle body, yeah. See, whatever the leg you see, whatever the, for example, I'm seeing the hand. The physical part of this hand is part of the physical body. And for that, there's an Adhishtatru Devata, and also there is a subtle aspect, subtle form of this hand. The subtle aspect or the subtle form of this physical hand is the part of the subtle body. Similarly, I have got eye. This is called Golaka, we say in Vedanta. This physical eye is been destroyed if I mean I is burnt or when I buried in the earth. So this physical eye is gone. But next year, next Janma also I have got a eye. How? One is physical eye, and also that is called, there's a subtle eye also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my question, Swamiji. There's one field of science called hypnotherapy. So where they access the subconscious mind, or they say they can take you through the past life regression or something like that. So what's Advaita Vedanta take on this?
Yes,
how
it is
does
possible, quite possible. Though Advaita Vedanta is not interested in this, but it do accept. Why? Because it is called hypnotism. When you got that particular vidya, a particular art, definitely, because in our mind, all our samskaras are in form of samskaras. Till from amoeba to here, what all the forms I have taken, whatever experiences are there, all of them are stored in our brain, So that is there. So by a particular type of sadhana, with the help of hypnotism, definitely we can bring it out.
So that is the chitta which we are telling.
Yes.
Right, Swamiji?
Yes.
Which is a collection of all memories.
Memories. Yeah.
I think these are the questions, Swamiji. I think it was a wonderful class. I feel actually all these things should be told to us from childhood itself. So instead of our science where we study only 5 organs or just about body, all such things should be taught in the childhood itself. Maybe our students, boys and girls, when they become as an interns in our various campuses, when they teach science or anything, they could take a cue from here, even explain these concepts also. That was an objective of Sadhguru when he taught us Mandukya Upanishad and Taittiriya Upanishad. Maybe we do it, we pray and we...
But I don't know. Only thing is I'm going very fast because of my time limit. Whether they are able to understand or they are nodding their heads.
Today I have given the feedback from Swamiji. They will take the feedback. I'll let you know the feedback.
But they have to do some homework. Then they'll be able to go ahead.
Yeah, Swamiji, you can give us the assignment. I gave them one assignment that they usually do. Recently, they came up with a good audio of Rudra Suktam and a few other stotrams. I told them to do a similar audio in Tattvabodha and present it to you before next week.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, we'll end with the Sahana Bhavatu. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavati Tamastuma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. We will see you next week, Swamiji. Sayonara.